God bless you. I think I got this solved. I'm not sure. I didn't mean to play the intro because this no not no messages coming up. Just little talk of gratitude. Um, I need to change that. I'm not sure, but at one time it said that there it is. Okay, we're good. I think this is it. Um, so I think I got it, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, no, that was a later one. Uh, so I'm not. Yep. Yes, it did come up. So I'm just testing it myself. See if it's working. Uh, if it is, I will go from there. I'm not sure. I see. It's not. I'm not sure what's going on. I will go on Facebook to find out what's happening and find out what's. Here we go. There we go. Here we go. Let me see. That's not the one I want. Okay, let me close this up. Yeah, that's my live one. I'm not sure if this is the one. I see that it is. I see that it is buffering a little bit. Things are not. I don't know. It's been having a little tough time today trying to get this stuff going. Uh, and I don't know. I'll get it though. I'll get it sooner or later. I will get it. Uh, but just sometimes it just I don't know. It just takes a little while to get stuff back where you want it at, but it'll get there. It'll get there. Uh, okay, it did come up. So I'm hopefully that I got it on public. Um, it should be because that's where all of my videos were supposed to have been on. Um, so hopefully this one is on public as well. Uh, I'm just see edit post edit live video. Okay, I think I got it right. I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, I think I got it right. Let's see here. Okay, um, well, we'll see. But let me just do this because yes, praise God. Yes, thank you, Cynthia Davis. Praise God. I see that it is. But let me say this real quickly because I came on for a purpose, and I've been trying to do it for over an hour now, and I've been back and forth with different programs trying to get this on. So I want to say this quickly, and so I can move on and move to the next. So hello, how you doing? Um, Today was a blessed day. We had our last service. My wife has scheduled services for our birthday celebration. Today culminated our birthday celebration, and Apostle Bailey came by and preached an awesome message. And it opened up the whole service. All three services started out with Pastor Ronnie Johnson from uh, um, Spirit of Excellence Ministry, and then All Walks of Life Apostle Randy Jones came by, preached all these messages. Just seemed to connect with one another, and it made us aware of what season we're in. Apostle Baylor closing that on tonight. It's all these messages are live on my page. Not live, but on my page, and it made you aware of the things that God really wants to do. It made you aware of also um, how blessed we are and how mindful God is of us and everything that concerns His will for our life. And I'm certainly grateful. And I just want to say this, you know, sometimes you go through things and you walk through life and you look around you, and sometimes the crowd that you would hope that would be around you is not around you. And when you realize that sometimes God has you in those solitary spaces and places because He's getting you ready for other things, and He does that to make sure that we understand that He is doing it, not us, and that when we arrive, that we follow what He did and prepared us for as we were on our way. And sometimes it's as possibility preaching the message. Sometimes you find yourself asking God, when, why, how, when, why, and how. And God doesn't always answer those questions. He just wants us to be faithful and be committed to His plan. And then when He sees that we can be faithful and committed to His plans, He understands then, or He will have confidence in us not being distracted by any invitation of the enemy for us to gather any pride when He does what He wants to do and what He's promised to do in our life. And I'm just grateful for all those that listened to the call of my wife, the members of the church family and friends that came by, churches that came by and gave a message and poured into our life, not just financially but spiritually, and didn't find it a hesitation to minister into our life. And I'm so grateful. And I just want to first, I want to thank God. I want to thank God for allowing us to see another year. Our actual birthday is on the 29th. I think it's on Wednesday. And we're thankful for that. We're thankful for the years that God has given us and for the years that He has in front of us. And we're thankful. And I believe, as Apostle Bailey preached on tonight, that our years in front of us is greater than the years that we've gone through. And I just believe it. It's not just hyperbole, not trying to convince myself that God has a long life. I'm already convinced about that. But we're grateful for the things that God has in front of us. So I thank God for my wife putting these services together, for all the things that she did. I'm sitting in a new chair. I can't get up and let you see it, but I could. But I'm going to finish this out. But it's black and it's trimmed in gold. And I had some back problems. It's getting better now. I'm getting ready to walk into my full healing of it, and it's got some gold trim on it. It's really a nice chair. It feels good. If I sit and get quiet for a little while, I end up falling asleep. But I thank God for this chair. I thank God for her getting this chair for me, and it's just relaxing. It is really relaxing. But I thank God for the time that she put in to help celebrate and show appreciation for my life and the things that God has allowed me to do. And I'm going to say this, and I say this in a lot of times, especially we say this a lot of times in our relationship teaching. You don't want anybody in your life that can't see the value in you, and when it's time to celebrate you, they don't want to participate. You want people in your life that don't mind clapping their hands and applauding for you. And sometimes we find that far and in between, many times in the body of Christ, where people can't see value in other people. And sometimes it's not so much of what they know about you, it's what somebody else has told you or told them to know about you. And you don't chase those kind of things. Because see, those kind of people don't want real information, they don't want the truth. They just want gossip. And so I just thank God. I thank God for my wife that has always been on my by my side, on my side. We're going on 44 years. I thought it was 43, but we're going on 44 years of marriage. Also want to thank my daughters. Some people may, I'm not even going to address that. The bottom line is that I thank God for my daughters, Tony and Talisha. Tony bought me this bag. I carry my stuff around going to church, and I like to have a bag that I can put everything in, not having to carry 2 or 3 bags. And my daughter Tony went out and bought me a Coach, not a catch, but a Coach bag, and it's nice. It's nice and big. I can carry all the stuff that I want to carry, and I don't have to carry 2 or 3 bags. So it's got a lot of compartments in it, and I'm thankful for that. And then Talisha went and got me. Now some of y'all may not, but that's okay. Hey, Andrew, I like this, and I said this to him when I said it. Sometimes I could be walking places that I can do go on live, do live content, other places, and all I have to do is have that in my hand. I don't have to carry anything in my hand. I can use that to follow me, and do live content with that. And I appreciate that. And then the members gave gifts, gave cards, gave money, and they helped bless. Started out yesterday. I was saying this to the church on yesterday. Started out yesterday. On Saturday, I went over to Brother and Sister Wise house. Beautiful home, and they allowed. They said, order what you want, and we ordered it, and it was really it was something's going on. Things is seem to be overloaded, whether it be on our TVs or whether it be online. But I'm gonna just hurry up because I don't want to hold people up, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's the heat and the cold clash with one another sometimes because mess with the waves. As you know, I don't know if any of you know this, but some of you probably do. It's like um, in the during the daytime. They don't have. I don't think AM is around anymore. But what used to happen to the AM waves is that during the day it was there was nothing for it to fight through. I don't know if the air gets thick or heavier at night, and then the AM because the AM waves wasn't that heavy or that thick or that strong. When night came, the air got a little heavier. I'm not shaking. I'm just showing. It got a little bit heavier. So as you notice, if anybody's old enough to remember when the AM was around and stuff at night, it was hard to hear it. It was hard to hear it. And at one time, the FM and the AM wavelengths was the same, and both of them became tough. But for some reason, all of a sudden, the FM side began to be stronger, and throughout the years, it became strong enough to last and be strong enough to broadcast strongly through the day and through the night. And AM just disappeared. I think sometimes this the links or the ability to transfer information through through whatever wavelengths or however it is through social media and internet and all that kind of stuff. I think sometimes that's affected by the changes of the weather as well. Even sometimes changes at night, especially when more and more people get onto the internet. So we may be having some conflicts with just a lot of people jumping in this area or in our areas on online, and we may have sometimes some things start to crash. But that's okay. I mean, it'll work itself out, and they'll create stuff that make the bands a little bit wider. Before you know, we'll have smooth transitions in our broadcasting. But anyway, let me go on. Again, I was saying before blank that I thank the wives for inviting us over, and and feeding us and allowing us to relax and have a part of our celebration towards our birthday. But I want to thank those that came by, um, and stood there with us. Those that sent money, that sent prayers. I thank my sister, Pat, who sold into her life. And I'm not being smart by identifying nobody. And I'm going to say this too, and I'm going to be very frank with you. If you think me naming names is a throw off, then you don't know me. And so I'm not going to try to explain anything other than that. I'm just grateful for those who came by. I don't treat anybody different if you can't. And if those who know me know that if you don't or if you can't, whether you do it because you can't or won't, or whether you just don't want to do it, I don't treat you any different. Never have. And if anybody said that I did that, they're not telling the truth. And that's just the bottom line. But I thank my sister for coming back, going on. And I thank the members. I thank Sister Veronica and Xavier, and I thank the Wises. I thank um, uh, gosh, I don't want to forget nobody. That's why I probably shouldn't have called names, because I think I'm embarrassed or think that it's not proper. It's because I don't want to forget any names. But I would thank my brother also who sent an offering, and all those that came by and sent offers and sent money and sent cards and sent happy birthday wishes and sent all those things. The churches that came by and their members sowed into our life, all walks of life. Uh, um, um, Spirit of Excellence, and Kingdom Life, Pastor Bailey, that came by and sowed. And again, I say this: I have no ill will against anybody who didn't. Anybody didn't. My niece Sharon also sowed, but people just those that came by, those who dropped money in the basket, and that helped towards the celebration of my birthday. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to anyone and everybody that felt inclined to come by and sow into our life. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for Family Richmond Deliverance Center, for every member and every visitor that comes through. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for them giving us the opportunity to minister into our life, and I'm grateful for it. And I listen, and I will continue to do what's necessary to encourage everyone that comes across our doors to be encouraged about the will of God that's in our life. I am. So I just want to say thank you to every one of you who sent from 50, from a penny. Nobody sent a penny, but I'm just saying, to whatever amount that you said. I'm grateful for everything that you said, everything you dropped into the plate, every time you came by to encourage us. I'm grateful. I am so grateful. I will not, and I've always try to impress this in my heart and mind. Don't let anything in you live in your heart and mind that God can't use to elevate or encourage you and those that are in your circle. So I can't hold any grudges. I don't worry about who don't or what can't. That's not my job. That's below my pay grade and above my pay grade. My job is to give God glory, love people, encourage people, and move on. That's the bottom line. So I'm just grateful for this. I hope this is working and stuff. So because we tried a couple of programs and it just did not work out and stuff. Oh, I want you to look up for this season too. We're starting to drop this. Those who've ever been a part or know anybody that's been a part of School of Prophets, I think it's in May. In May, y'all gonna have to excuse me for a second. In May, I think it's in the third week in May, is our spring and summer session. And those of you who are interested in learning and understanding about the move of the prophets, to understand and listen, you don't have to be a prophet to be a part of this class. I say this every year we start to advertise this. In order for us to understand how it is to embrace us, how it is to speak to us, or how it is to engage in our life, anything that's going to engage in our life, the more we know about it, the more we know how to engage back with it. The more we know when it's real, the more when we know it's not real. The more we know how to carry it out, the more we know how to walk into it. And that's what this school doesn't make prophets. School of Prophets doesn't make prophets. What it does is encourage the gift that God has placed in your life and give knowledge for those who are around the prophetic office to understand what it's actually doing. So if you're interested, you can look on either Pastor Flowers or my page, and I'll pay. If you drop something in my inbox, I'll pass it on to Pastor Flowers. If you're interested in the School of Prophets to get information about it, how to sign up, please drop us an inbox, and we will certainly give you the information that you need. And on starting in the last third week of June, we're going back, and we used to have our Bible studies online, but starting the third week in June, we're going back into the building, and we were going to start teaching. We still may do some online live teaching while we're teaching in the church, but we're going back in the church, and we want to engage in the church. And I think that's important that we start to get more and more acclimated, if I can say that, if I said that word right. We start to get more involved and stuff, going back in the church, having hands-on, seeing hands-on deliverance, seeing hands-on impartations, and so forth and so on. One of the things I said to the church is we want to see the other gifts start to be used in person and stuff. And so we're going back the third week in June. We're going back into the building, and we're going to start doing our Bible studies from inside the building physically at our church. But the one thing I want you to keep in mind, please pass this on, that the spring and summer session of School of Prophets is coming next month. I think we're shooting for the third week in May. So we're going to put more drops up about this, and we encourage you to share this with somebody. If you're not sure, we're going to put some names of those who've been to the school that you can ask questions to find out what the School of Prophets did for them, how to encourage their office and gifts in their life, how to encourage the things that God has for them to do, whether prophets are being in prophetic atmosphere, how it equips them better. So please keep that in mind. Please share that. You'll be blessed. And I'm not just saying that because my wife, the Lord gave her the curriculum. He gave her the discovery of it, and it's been awesome. She's got some awesome new stuff coming up in this spring and summer session. So you want to be a part of it. And those who may have been some classes back, if you want to come back for a refresher, you're more than welcome to come back for a refresher as well. I guarantee you, it will certainly bless you. And so again, if you want some more information, drop us a inbox, or and with your information, I think send us your email. I think that's it. But as more information come from Pastor Flowers, I'll share it, so you can be a part of that this spring and summer session. It's gonna be awesome. So listen, I'm ready to get off here. Get ready to sit back in my chair and relax, watch a little bit more TV, go on bed, get up in the morning, go to the gym, and do what we do. Amen. So God bless you. Please share this, especially the part about the spring and summer sessions of School of Prophets. So God bless you. Have an awesome, awesome, blessed night. And always keep God first and let nothing live in your spirit, your heart, and mind that God can't use it as an elevation and an encouragement, not just to you, but everyone that's in your space. God bless you.